Hello, this is Tim Marsh, President and CEO of Bell Copper Corporation. We're out today on our Big Sandy project in northwestern Arizona, drilling our drill hole BS-4 down through 4,000 feet of sand and gravel into a place nobody's ever seen before, where we demonstrated last year with our BS-3 drill hole that there's a half a mile of copper-bearing elephant skin. We think we're over the top of the elephant here at the BS-4 location, and we're drilling down to test that idea. We've moved over 900 meters, more than half a mile from our last drill hole, so if we hit something here, we're really demonstrating globally significant size. Bell Copper Corporation is a publicly traded company, traded on the Toronto Venture Exchange under the symbol BCU. We're also traded in the U.S. under the OTCQB exchange, symbol BCUFF. Bell has about 125 million shares outstanding. We're trading today for about 20 cents Canadian per share, and we're looking for the biggest of the big copper deposits. Copper is critical element if we're really going to make this transition from hydrocarbon-based energy sources to electricity. Copper is the backbone that's going to move the electrons from here to there, from solar panels to your electric car into the batteries, or from the wind farms or the nuclear power plants, or however the heck we're going to make the electricity. It's going to be copper one way or another. It's going to be copper that moves the electrons. So Bell is doing what's necessary to find the new copper to make that transition happen. Big Sandy is a grassroots, just born in the past year, copper discovery in a place nobody had looked for copper before, out in the middle of this valley. You can see behind me the drill. It's taken us a long time in the past to drill these holes down through 1,000 meters of sand and gravel to get down to where the copper-bearing rocks are located. We've sped things up. Our driller, Godbe Drilling company out of Montrose, Colorado, has innovated on this hole, and we're employing oilfield technology to get these holes down faster. This technique is called mud motor drilling. It involves using pressurized mud as the energy source to cut the hole. That mud goes down our rods. You see the rods advancing down behind me, and the mud goes inside there under high pressure. It gets down to essentially a downhole windmill, where that high pressure mud moves past the windmill. The windmill makes the bit spin, and it's the spinning bit way down at the bottom of the hole that cuts through the sand and gravel, turns the sand and gravel into mud. The mud gets flushed back up to the surface. Then we've got oil field screening equipment. There's a gray and orange piece of equipment behind me that gets the sand and gravel out of the mud, and when we send it back down the hole again to make another pass. That speeds things up tremendously. I'll show you what we got down at the bottom of the hole. It's a bit like this. This is a polycrystalline diamond compact bit. You see those cutters? They're diamond-coated tungsten carbide cutters. Spin around, scrape on the bottom of the hole. Mud comes squirting out those holes in the bottom of the bit, keeping the cutters cool, and removing the cuttings, bringing them up to the surface where we screen them out and clean up the mud again. The guys have just drilled out another 10 feet. That bit's down there spinning about 120 RPM, and you see their rods are turning, when they're turning, about 20 RPM, just to kind of keep the hole a little straighter. What we've been doing in the past, been using a diamond coring bit, and that's a slow process. Here's our coring bit. You see those sparkling diamonds in the sun there? Those cut out a cylinder of rock. It comes up inside this bit as we push down on the bit, and every 5 or 10 feet we got to reach down with a cable tool, go down inside the rods to the bottom of the hole, grab that sample and yank it back up to the surface. All that takes time. We've got to break the rod string, send that tool down, get the sample back. And with this mud motor drilling, we just keep the rods turning, stop it for a minute to add a new rod, just like the guys did behind me here, and get back to drilling again. They're drilling adding another 10-foot rod. Up goes the head. The driller steps away, and nobody's sweating or busting their tail trying to knock that core out of the sample tube. So it's a much faster process. We've really accelerated the drilling rate, and we look forward to making a new discovery here at Big Sandy. So stay tuned to Bell Copper. I think we're the best story out there in copper. We're really looking for an elephant, and with a half-a-mile elephant skin in our last hole, it's something to pay attention to. Our last hole, not only did we cut 200 meters of 0.4% copper, 0.42, which is a grade any copper producer in the state of Arizona would love to be dumping into their mill. None of them are. They're all producing grades less than 0.4% copper in the state of Arizona today. We made a concentrate out of our BS-4 intersection, ran 25% copper. That concentrate, any copper smelter in the world would be happy to dump 25% concentrate into their smelter to make copper for electrical wires. So we really made something that the world needs. The biggest miners in the world are going to have to look at what Bell has found if they want to stay in the mining business themselves. Every day they exist, they're mining themselves out of business. They need new discoveries like the one Bell has made here at Big Sandy, and we're going to keep after it. So stay tuned to Bell Copper. We're drilling down on BS-4, and you can expect big things out of us.